I'm always looking for interesting bread recipes, and lately I'm trying to find recipes for bread that is not high carb because I would like to lose some weight. I ran across an interesting one at Mary's Test Kitchen for a keto bread, a sandwich roll that is both vegan and keto. Now, I'm not keto and I'm not vegan, but the bread's pretty good. I've made it a few times and I'm really happy with it. So I thought I'd share it with you. I'll include the link in the comments to the original video. Because of the nature of the products I'm using in this recipe, I will be using metric measurements to make sure it comes out right. In a large bowl, add 350 milliliters of water. That's between 105 and 115 degrees Fahrenheit. To that, add 7 grams of instant yeast and 1 teaspoon of maple syrup. Mix them together well. When you've finished mixing the yeast mixture, put it aside while you prepare the dry ingredients for the rest of the bread. Now we're going to measure out 125 grams of ground golden flaxseed. I took 125 grams of flaxseed and ground it for this recipe so it would be fresh. Next, we're going to measure 175 grams of vital wheat gluten and add it to the flaxseed in the large bowl. Now measure and add 100 grams of organic oat fiber to the dry ingredients. Finally, add 7 grams of salt, which is about 1 teaspoon. Then mix everything together well. If you have a stand mixer, that would probably be the easiest way to make this, but I'm going to make it using a hand mixer to show you what it's like. So add your liquid to your dry ingredients, and using dough hooks on a hand mixer, mix it until you reach the point where you really can't get it to do any more good, and then finish it by hand. You should be able to tell that you're just not making any more progress with the hand mixer. At that point, stop and use your hand to complete the mixing. Because of the ingredients in this bread, this will be a very stiff, a very firm dough ball. It also will feel a little dry, but once you've completed it, it'll just be a little bit sticky rather than wet like some dough is. Once you're satisfied that your dough ball is mixed, put it on your work surface and cut it into 8 pieces. If you prefer, you can use a scale to measure it and make sure the pieces are exact. That's not necessarily important. You can get it pretty close to even just by cutting it into 8 pieces the way I'm doing in the video. Roll each piece into a ball and then flatten it out. Then roll into a cylinder shape and pinch the edges closed. Make sure that there's no gaps in the sides or on the ends so that it feels and looks like a solid piece of dough. Then roll the dough in the middle so that the middle is a little thicker and the sides are a little thinner. Take each one of those and put them on a baking pan. Spray a thin coating of oil on your pan and put each piece on the pan. Cover it with a moist kitchen towel or plastic and let the pieces rise until they're about doubled or tripled in size. This should take about 90 minutes. While the dough is rising, preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Once the rolls have completed proofing, take a sharp knife or razor blade and score the rolls from one end to the other. Put a pan on the bottom rack of your oven and fill it with boiling water. Add the tray with the rolls to the rack above it and cook for 30 minutes. The rolls should be ready when the internal temperature is above 190 degrees Fahrenheit. Remove the rolls from the oven and put them on a cooling rack for about half an hour. These are great for sandwiches. We have made hot dogs with them. We've made regular sandwiches with them. My next experiment will be to probably put garlic or some other seasoning in the bread dough itself before I cook it. I hope you'll try these, and I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. If you like this video, please subscribe, and thanks for watching.